is Vicky. Love you.
Hi.
Phenomena like this, like Supernatural, like Star Trek, where the life of the show and the cult and the growing of this amazing family are very weird. And I'm a part of all of them. And I was wondering for you, what's the strangest and or most compelling part about being a part of a phenomenon like this?
Well, you're right. You are weird. I was just talking about this back in the hallway here moments ago. What a strange phenomenon it is that this is still happening. And I think a lot of people don't realize that the show is over.
It'll never be over.
But we have this really fascinating little experiment that continues to evolve, and I think that creating a subculture and a community where people actually, there's actual community embedded within this subculture, right? So people have a network, a social network, and they feel like they know each other and they take care of each other and they share common weirdness. And all of that, I think, is really lovely to be a part of. And I think that those of us who, I was saying back in the hallway, that if you think about it, like the top billed cast from Supernatural show up at these conventions, right? You know, like the people who were the series regulars or whatever. But then there are a lot of other supporting characters from the years on the show who show up, who aren't necessarily like the biggest characters from the show, but they're actually actors who have personalities, who mesh well with this community and with our group and our energy. And so it's like this self-selecting group of weirdos, I think, both on the cast side and in the fandom. And I think that that's all really lovely. I don't know, I find it all fascinating, actually. And I like talking about it too, like, what the fuck is going on? It's fascinating. But I have really enjoyed it, and I've also gotten a lot of benefit out of it. Like, I feel like we have collectively done a lot of, we have engaged in a lot of charitable enterprises and raised a shitload of money. Actually, that's a great, thank you for that, like, softball, because I was gonna talk about this. Random Acts, which is a nonprofit that I started in collaboration with fans of Supernatural, we just did a fundraiser that was inspired by the hurricane in North Carolina. And then as we were launching that fundraiser, we expanded it because we realized, oh, there's a hurricane coming and hitting Florida. So we raised $36,212. Now, hold before you apply. Here's the extortion portion of the program. So a lot of that money came from people in North Carolina who really cared about their neighbors. Not as much money came from people in Florida. Many people had a lot of damage, sustained a lot of damage, but FEMA only can give so much. So a lot of people are left in the lurch. And we're able, at Random Acts, we're able to give all of the money we raise with no administrative fees to individual families that need help and specific help. And so if we get to $40,000, then that will trigger a match from Creation and from the Supernatural cast that will get us to $70,000. And if we could do that this weekend, that would be really great. And if we do it this weekend, it's because of you. And if we don't, it's because of you. So let's try to do it. Can you put up the QR code? Look at that, technology. Does anybody have a cell phone? This would be a great time to show me the camera feature on your cell phone. You can just point it at this QR code and just make a small donation. If you could all collectively do it. Let's see, like it was 36,212 a moment ago. Let's see what we can get it to. And I'll talk about interesting things, I promise. Well, or actually, I'll talk about such boring things that you'll want a distraction. So this will help. Let's see if we can do it together. There's enough people in this room. We could get there. We just need 3,000. $788. Thank you. Thanks. Can you put that? Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. That was really well placed. It seemed
Thank you.
totally
Glad I could
natural
help.
what we just did. That was really good.
Thank
Hi.
you, sir.
Hi.
Supernatural. Good point.
My name is Ginger.
Hi, Ginger.
Hi. And my question is, I heard a rumor saying that you had originally auditioned for a demon on the show. First off, is that true? And second off, if it is, how did you get the role of Cass?
Well, the evolution of Castiel, it will be something I'm sure that many professors at esteemed universities write lengthy tomes about in the future. People will talk about it for many generations to come. But I went into the audition, and at the time, no angel had been introduced on Supernatural, and Eric Kripke, the creator of the show, wanted to keep it a secret. So this happens every once in a while in casting, like for a Marvel movie or something. If you go in for an audition, you're like, okay, cool, could I read the audition material? And they're like, no. Not until you come into our office, and we will hand it to you, and we will watch you, make sure you don't take a photo of the text, and then you have to give it back to us. Like, keep it really secret. So in this case, Eric Kripke wrote a scene for the character of Castiel, and they put it out as an audition to all of the agents from the casting director. The casting director sent it to all the agents saying, we're casting a new demon, and here's the audition material. So I had never watched Supernatural because I don't watch garbage, and that would have been the perfect time for a Rotten Tomato to hit me in the face. So I was like, I don't know, demons, like kind of gruff, kind of gravelly, kind of like angry character. And so I went in and I did this kind of a read of the audition. Eric Kripke was in the room, and so was another producer and the casting director. And I did a take of the audition, and Eric was like, okay, that was good. So I guess like they were gonna wait to see if it was like, if somebody did an okay job, then they would tell them the truth. So Eric is like, so here's the deal. It's actually an angel, not a demon, but we don't want that getting out there. So can you do it again, but this time as an angel? And my brain just went, and I just said the words like this because I didn't know what to do. And Castiel was born. So it was like a real, I think what happened is that particular moment created a deer in the headlights, and then that became 12 years of the dorky angel. So, yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Misha. My name
Hello.
is Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you for being here.
So you started with Cooking with West,
Yes,
and then you went through the Adventurous Eaters Club,
yes,
and now you did road food.
right.
So my question is, what caused the impetus for doing road food? What happened? How did it come about? All of that stuff.
Oh my God. I have had this weird idea for a long time that I wanted to do, which is I have this superpower. I have a lot of superpowers, but if someone is like, man, I want to make dinner, but I don't have any groceries, I'm out, like there's nothing here, I can like go in the kitchen and make something surprisingly good out of what appears to be no ingredients. And so I always had this idea of a show I wanted to do, which is just to like, it's called What's for Dinner? And I just show up at people's houses, unannounced, strangers, and then say, hey, I'd like to make you dinner. And then go into their cupboard and just make some dinner. And then talk to the people and have it be kind of like an ethnography, like kind of a way to explore different cultures and subcultures across America, but a chance to like really get into people's lives in their homes and put my dirty little fingers all over their personal belongings. But I thought that that would be a really cool conceit for a show. And then, by some coincidence, the producers of that show approached me and were like, hey, we want to do the show about like exploring food, but it's really like the food is a lens into subcultures and communities and politics, and it's more of an ethnography than a food show. And I was like, well, I kind of wanted to do that forever. That sounds great. So it dovetailed with something that I had been fantasizing about. I fantasize about a lot of things, but
That came out wrong.
no, it didn't. It came out exactly right. Anyway, that was the evolution.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Hi.
Hi, Misha. I'm Heather. Hello. So my question is, when Cass went to the Hot Topical to get the cat for Claire, what made him think of her when he got that?
I have to tell you, I have thought about this a lot. Couldn't believe it when I found the angry cat in my garage recently. I was like, oh my God, there's the angry cat from the show. I didn't remember stealing that. I saw Catherine Newton recently, and we took a photo with the angry cat, which was pretty cool. She's all grown up now, and moved on, unlike the rest of us. We're all like, oh, remember the good old days when we had that show, Supernatural? Remember that? She's like, not really. I'm doing Marvel movies now. I have no idea, because it seems like counterintuitive, doesn't it? You'd think you would go to Hot Topic and be like, oh, I want the Castiel shirt, you know? Or some other like self-aggrandizing little bit of merch that he could bring to his daughter and be like, look, they put me on a t-shirt, you know? That's what I would do. In fact, that's what I have done with my own children. I make them wear Castiel merch all the time. My daughter actually has a little Castiel shrine in her closet. She has these like sliding doors on her closet. You're looking at me like, oh, your daughter is into voodoo and she hates you. I had been thinking that it was a good thing, and now you're like, that's not good. So you open up her closet and there's like a little light that comes on automatically when her closet door opens, and it shines on this little Castiel shrine with all these little dolls that fans have given me over the years that I have very narcissistically collected. And it's actually quite cute. Yeah. But there's no grumpy cat in there. Thank you for that very deep and probing question.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Misha. It's Malika.
Hi, Malika.
Hi. So Castiel had so many experiences on Earth, and he grew in so many ways and made mistakes, and then always tried harder. But what is one experience, either like a one-off, like a funny thing, or a longer storyline that you wish that Cass had got to experience?
Well, I wish that Cass had been a human for longer, and that we got to experience the full breadth and depth of what that means. And I wish we could have watched him unravel in that world more. That would have been cool. There were a few things I felt like in Supernatural where they kind of like, they were like, well, let's leave them wanting more. And I've always been of the opinion like, no, leave them wanting less. Stop when they're sick of it, you know? But I wish we had done a little bit more of that storyline. And yeah, I don't know. What else? What should we have done with Castiel that we didn't?
More flashbacks, maybe, like ancient times would have been really cool, or maybe him flying like Superman, I don't know.
Well, as you're talking, it makes me realize we had him drink a liquor store one time.
Yes.
Why didn't we have like Castiel on acid? That would have been.
Oh, the Guru cast.
Listen, don't try to make me remember the show. Nothing makes me angrier. Was he on acid though, or was like that character? He was on acid.
It was a lot of pot, I think.
It was pot.
Shrooms, okay.
Ecstasy. He was on everything. Sorry, I don't remember. I was so high, I don't remember. Okay. Well, anyway, the answer is more drugs.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi,
Up your wings.
thank you.
You're welcome.
So my question is, how did you become an actor?
I don't really know how it came about. My mother did like community theater when I was a kid, and she did storytelling. So she would like go to schools and tell stories to assemblies of children, and did that kind of performance. And she never made any money. Like I think the whole time I was growing up, she probably made $5,000 over 18 years. You know, which is hard to raise a family on. And as a consequence, I thought being an actor was for sure not a real career option as I was growing up. And I thought I was gonna like go to law school and be a responsible member of society. And, but I did mess around a little bit. Like I did some plays in high school and college, and I had this tendency to pretend that I was a foreign exchange student. And I would talk in weird accents, and in like situations where it just made no sense and was kind of inappropriate. Like I would go up to a police officer in New York City and ask him for directions somewhere in a very thick Indian accent. And I did it confidently enough and persuasively enough that they would be like, I can't tell this guy that he's not Indian because he sure sounds like it. And, but I did it a lot. And I had this one friend, Alejandro Yegros, who's a math teacher now in college, who was really encouraging. He was like, Misha, your accents are very good. I think you should just be an actor. And I was like, shut up. And, but he said it enough that I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a little acting or something. And so I got out of college, and my ex-wife and a friend from college and myself started a software company. And at the same time, I got some headshots and started to do a little acting on the side. And it was like 3 years in when I was supporting our struggling software business with my acting career. And I was like, wait a minute, this is totally backwards. I think I'm just gonna quit the software thing and do the acting thing. So that's, I guess, a little bit of part of the story right there. But I sort of just jumped in and started trying. That's what I did. Why? Are you gonna become an actor?
Yes.
Okay. What are you gonna do as an actor?
Act.
I feel like if we ever need a young Castiel, you would be perfect for the role. Do you have a vision for your career? What kind of stuff? What kind of acting would you like to do? Comedy? Dramedy?
Not sure.
Traumedy? Not? What'd you say?
Not sure.
Very insightful. When you think about wanting to be an actor, why is it that you want to do something like that?
Dream job.
What's the longest phrase you've ever said at a stretch? Like, four words? Hi.
I don't know.
I don't know. 3. Yay! What's your name?
Cecilia.
Cecilia. Well, I wish you every success in your pursuits, And here's my advice for you as you pursue this harebrained idea of yours. Just have fun with it.
Thank you.
That's my advice. Have fun. All right. Nice talking to you. Nice wings.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Misha. I'm Christy.
Hi, Christy.
Kind of two-parter. You are my favorite character in the show, and
Obviously.
I got my passion for this through my husband. You are his favorite character, and
Really?
that's how he got me hooked on the show.
Between the two of you, which one do you think likes me more?
And we
You were going to say him very definitively there. You're like,
Yes.
oh, definitely him. Really? So
Really?
that sounds like a sort of almost unhealthy obsession that your husband has with me.
well, it'd be more unhealthy if he was here and I wasn't.
That's true. So you came along to support him in this? Is that what's going on?
We're here for a girls' weekend, but also just the second part of the question is with
I like this husband of yours.
I like him too.
Are there other girls involved, or is it just you and your husband? Got it. Makes perfect sense.
The passion that he ignited and everything is
Your
I see
husband,
that-
or
I see that same passion in you with all of your charity work and everything going forward. What was the catalyst in your life to really push forward that foundation that you have for giving back?
thank you, by the way, for that brilliant prompt. Could we get the tally back up on the screen? Jeremy, we've made $112. Wait, where's the website? Jeremy, can you put it up again? We've made no dollars. Wait, we're refreshing. Motherfucker, be the one that does it. Quick. I won't say another word until we reach the.
Come on.
It's too annoying even for me. But do keep refreshing. This is fun. Somebody be the one. Be the one. Oh, QR code. Okay. Thank you. Right. What do you get if you get it? If you get it? You get to know that you've helped your friends and community. That's what you get. You're like, yeah. It's not what I was looking for. Thank you. You did it? You did it too? Don't accidentally give too much. This is an exciting moment. We're gonna get there. I mean, eventually. So, I talk about this actually a little bit in my show tonight, but my feeling is that we're all a part of the human family, and that somehow, some way, in whatever way we can, we're all driven by the impulse to try to leave the world a little better than we found it. And that has always felt absolutely clear to me. I know there's some people who feel like their job on the planet is to collect as much for themselves as they possibly can. I happen not to be wired that way. I happen to feel like the legacy that we leave behind is the contribution that we can make to others. And I've just always felt like that was the main driving impetus behind what I wanted to do in my life, but also have fun and also mess with people. Yeah, I have other motivating factors, certainly. But I thought I was going to go to law school and go into politics and go that route, and I interned at the White House, and I was like, well, that's not going to work. This sucks.
I remember you talking about
So what
last
else
year-
can I do?
Last
And-
year you talked about the text message or the phone call at the White House, your intern year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, it was good because it told me, oh, I should take a different approach. So I decided I would get on Supernatural instead. Use that to put QR codes up on screens. And then, refresh, let's see how we did.
Working on it.
It's gonna update. This is how we get you, actually. It's secretly at $90,000 now. But we're like, just a little more. We're at a motherfucker, come on. It does say, it knows that the background software knows that we've reached 100% of the goal. Yay! One more click. And then scroll up. Ah! Nice work, guys. That was fun. Ugh, now I guess we have to donate too. I see what you mean. I feel a pit in my stomach. It's a bit of a drag, isn't it? Hi.
Hi, my name is Paula, and I'm asking a question for my cousin. It's her first con right in front of you, and she wanted to know, with so many people from Supernatural going over to the boys, do you have any thoughts about maybe if you might, and what kind of character you might want to play?
Well, I did talk to Eric Kripke about this a little bit, and I would love to be on the boys. My son, actually, I sent Eric a message recently. I was like, Eric, I know we talked about this before, but it's important now. Because my son only cares about the boys, and he thinks I'm a loser if I'm not on it, and I can't have him knowing that. But I think, how many, by show of hands, how many of you have watched The Boys? So pretty much everybody. What I would love to do, like some of the stuff that I've seen on The Boys, I feel like, oh, I like it, like it's cool, but I feel like you could go a little further. So I'd like to take as like the baseline to try to exceed is what Rob did on the show. Rob was like, hey, I got all the boys. And I was like, oh, awesome. What are you doing? He was like, well. I said, Eric, you really are, you are playing out this God complex, aren't you? He wrote God as the writer of Supernatural, right? He did that. And now he's taking an actor from Supernatural, one that he presumably gave a career to, and he's destroying it. Hey, Rob, we're not going to make you read the sides here because we know you're acting, but I just have a question for you. Do you shave your ass crack? I could not believe it. Can I ask you guys a question? When you see Rob up on stage, are you able to think about anything else? Thank you for that question. That was fun. Hi.
Hello. My name is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
As a man in the industry, does it make you feel any kind of way to know that you only get to keep your chest hair if your character is villain coded? And as an aside to that, if you're a good guy and you're shirtless, obviously they shave or wax the whole thing. But if you only have buttons undone, do they do the whole thing or just like the tit window?
That honestly may have been the best question I have ever received up here. Can you read it again?
Okay. As a man in the industry, does it make you feel any kind of way to
See, right there. So what you've done is such a brilliant setup because it makes us think that you're talking about gender identity and politics, right? Our minds go to something about representation, right? Go on.
Does it make you feel any kind of way to know that you only get to keep your chest hair if your character is villain coded? And as an aside, when you're a shirtless good guy, obviously they shave or wax everything.
Yes.
But if you're only unbuttoned, do they still do the whole thing, or is it only the tit window?
And not only that, you finish poetically with a tit window. Oh my God. A tit window? That's so good.
I took about a year to write that question.
Of course you did. It's a work of art. I feel like, unfortunately, your question, because it took so long to write, is a bit dated. I think we might be moving out of the window when it's only bad guys that have hairy chests. I would love to see some stats on this, by the way. It could be a fascinating thing. Maybe you could spend the next couple of years working on that. I think that, here's what I think. A lot of people don't realize this, but actors, they can be a little bit vain. No, it's true. Believe it or not. So I think that there's I think we think that we look like a little bit more defined or can look more defined if we shave off the hair.
Well, that's the Ron Jeremy effect.
That's.
Whoa.
Did you prepare that as well? Were you planning that?
Sure did not, no.
That was just spontaneous. Unbelievable. We need you on the tour. Also as I'm now old, right? So I feel like, I can't do the baby skin, shaved chest thing anymore. It would just look creepy, right? It would look like, oh no, what happened? Have you been doing radiation treatment recently? Are you okay? So I think I'm now in the phase of life where I'm embracing the hair. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. But when I was Castiel washing his clothes in the laundromat, I waxed my chest. It was awful. Does anyone know how terrible of an experience that is? Why did so many women just nod their heads? Are you all shaving your chests as well? Do women naturally also have hairy chests and I just didn't know it? What? Not chests. Go on. Okay.
When you just said, obviously when you had your shirt off entirely as Castiel, you obviously did the whole chest. But what about when you were just just unbutton.
Right, I'm sorry, I didn't answer the full question.
You forgot about the tit window.
No, you know what? Here's the thing. One of the problems as a man, and some of you may not know this, but so you shave here, right? And the hair goes down, your facial hair goes down to here. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. But then the chest hair comes up here. And sometimes it's you don't really know where one begins and the other ends, right? So you've got to make some game day decisions, like where am I going to shave to? And I think that I have given myself license at times to kind of be a little bit liberal about that line and kind of shave down. Sir, do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you go down a little bit, like you take some liberties below the shirt collar a little bit. Because, and sometimes the look you want is like the little bouquet coming out. But sometimes you want to button it up a little bit. And I don't know about you, I'm not a big, like, I'm not Sebastian Roche. I don't walk around with my shirt only buttoned to the second button. But if I did, I think at a certain point you can't just keep doing that. You got to figure out where the line is.
Yeah,
You get it.
yeah, I get it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that was a valuable use of everybody's time. Hi.
Hello, my name's Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
I'm just curious if you had a worst audition and what did you learn from it?
A worst audition?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I had so many bad auditions that it's hard for one to stand out. I guess the one that comes up for me most was my Anakin Skywalker audition on Skywalker Ranch, which I totally blew. I think if I had done a good job in that audition, I probably would have been Anakin Skywalker, young Darth Vader. It was down to me and a couple of other guys at that point. I think the worst audition I ever had, where it was like I was in a puddle of sweat at the end of it, was shortly after I moved to Los Angeles. It was for a Dick Wolf pilot, and Dick Wolf was this producer who's had many successful shows. And the audition, I had just got, like fresh off the boat, just got in LA. I got this audition for a character who was a White House intern. And I had just been a White House intern. It was kind of a match made in heaven. And I had taken this one, like I really didn't know what I was doing at all, but I had taken this one acting class when I was in DC. And they said it's a good idea to do some business. It's called business in acting with your hands. Like, you know, you see actors like doing a scene and they're washing the dishes or, you know, knitting while they're talking or something like that. And there's some, like if you keep your hands moving and you're doing some business with your hands, it can make everything flow more naturally. And I was like, well, this will be a great opportunity to do that. So I went in and I did an audition for the casting director, and the casting director was like, that's great, I'd love you to come back in for the producers. We're getting close to casting this part, just like the final stage. So I went into the audition, and in the scene, this White House intern is coming home from the White House and you know, settling into his apartment and talking to his girlfriend. And I was like, you know what would be cool business is like, I come in my like suit, and then I'm like, you know, I'm taking it off and getting comfortable. And I didn't quite know the lines perfectly, but I got this idea for the business, and I thought, oh, that's okay, I'll get close enough with the lines. So we start the audition, and I'm sort of searching for the words with these like long pauses, but I'm muddling through it, but I'm taking off my jacket. And then I start unbuttoning my button-up shirt, and I have, don't worry, I had shaved the whole thing at that point. So, no, but I actually had a t-shirt on underneath. So this wasn't like a strip show, but I was just like, you know, gonna do the like business of like taking off my button-up shirt. And I got my jacket off, and I set it over a chair, and it fell on the ground, and then I picked it up again and set it down. And now I'm like really having a hard time with the words, but I'm muddling through still. And then I start unbuttoning my shirt, and I'm getting nervous because it's like taking a long time, but it wasn't like how I envisioned this unfolding, but I'm still, and now I had like grabbed the sides, which is the audition material, and set them down on the chair so I can sort of like read as I do my unbuttoning. And then we're getting like, I realized like, oh, we're getting close to the end of this, but I need to be like sitting down and relaxed at the end of the scene for this whole thing to make sense. So I've got to get undressed more quickly, but like, we're moving through the fucking scene now, and I get nervous, so I get the shirt off, and then I'm like, you know, and this button, like, that's fucking hard. And so I was like, forget it. I'm not even gonna do the sleeve buttons at all. And so I just took off my shirt. And it got stuck. And I could not get my fucking hands out of the sleeve. So I ended the audition like this. And you could see this huge sweat stain under both arms. I was just like mortified there. And Dick Wolf was looking at me, looking at the casting director like, not this. Yeah, it sucked. I'm glad you asked that question though. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Misha. I'm Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
So last time I saw you was in San Francisco earlier this year.
It's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
You haven't aged a day, but.
That's funny because my birthday was last Monday.
You have aged them, yes.
So last time I asked you what book you would recommend, and you told me to read the Bible.
Sorry about that.
So I did.
What? Nobody reads that thing. Did you really?
I did.
Cover to cover? No.
It took forever, but yes.
Wow, what do you think? A convert?
Not what I'm used to.
What was your favorite part?
The end, when it finished. So I was hoping to get another book recommendation that is not as torturous.
So you want something a little longer. War and Peace is not long enough. War and Peace is a real page turner. Shogun is substantial. That's a good idea. But I think that the Odyssey is good, also good. But the problem with these suggestions is I don't think they're dense enough for her.
The Art of War.
The Art of War is dense, but not long enough. You see the problem here? How about this? Annals of the Former World.
Okay.
By John McPhee. I think you're gonna love it. It's about geology. It's 700 pages long. I really do love this book, so I'm not steering you wrong.
I have
But
longer books, so
what's that?
I have longer books sitting on my shelf.
So this one is gonna be good. You will find that about 30% of the words you don't know.
Awesome.
But just have a dictionary next to you, and you should be able to plow through that in a couple of years. Thank you.
Hi, Misha.
Hi.
It's only by happenstance that I stroke your ego before I ask a question, but I just wanted to say that even though you're not a traditional comedian, I've always thought you should do stand-up, and I've seen your humor evolve throughout the years, and you do a show that's stand-up adjacent, and I was just wondering, what is the origin of your humor, and how do you think it's evolved over time?
Or
And-
devolved.
Well, humor's subjective, so.
Well, thank you, by the way.
Of course.
That's a question masquerading as a compliment, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Take note, everyone. That's the way to do it. Unless you're gonna work for a year on a chest hair masterpiece, you know. When I was a kid, when I was a child, I was a bit of a misfit. I was moving around from school to school and didn't really have a lot of friends and didn't really know how to fit in. And at some point, I discovered that I could ingratiate myself to these new groups of people with self-deprecating humor. And so I just started deploying it, I think, as a tool. And then like when I was halfway through high school, I noticed that my self-deprecating humor was starting to make me feel bad about myself. And I was like, making jokes about being dumb or uncoordinated or whatever it was. And I was getting laughs, but I was also starting to really erode my self-confidence. So I made a conscious decision to stop with the self-deprecating humor because I was causing myself some psychological harm. And then, I don't know. Seems like humor is something that we, I don't know, I like connecting with people over humor. Maybe it's just a way to connect. It's a masshole thing. Yeah, we're massholes. Yeah. When life is awful enough, you have to find a joke. Maybe that's it, right? Because life in Massachusetts sucks, basically. Wait, who's the masshole? Yeah. Where are you from? Webster. Webster. All right. Where do you live now? Florida. See, Massachusetts sucks. My taxi driver over here was like from Boston. We were talking, and she was like, "Yeah, I live here now." And I was like, "Do you miss it?" And she was like, "Nah, I don't miss that fucking shithole. My fucking brother still lives there. I don't know why. I tell him come to Florida, but he doesn't. Douchebag." Thank you. Hi.
I'm Emerson.
Hi,
I was
Emerson.
wondering, when people ask about filming Supernatural, what memory comes to your mind first?
As you asked that question, I'll just answer it in the moment. What came to mind was pulling up onto the lot in the morning. I would drive myself to work. In the last 7 years I was on the show, I lived in Washington State and commuted across the border, so it was a long drive. It was like an hour drive to work or something like that. And pulling up to work and the trailers there, you'd have the hair and makeup trailer on one side and then the wardrobe trailer and then Jared and Jensen's enormous trailers and then my little, basically closet on wheels. And always like pulling into work, I just had like a warm feeling. It was like a nice feeling pulling up at work. It wasn't like, oh God, here goes another day at work. There was something nice about arriving at work in the morning. And that was, I think, true for a lot of us, cast and crew, that worked on the show. I mean, it was hard and it was long hours and it was long years and there were definitely rough stretches. But in general, I think we all showed up and gave it our best and used humor. Like we spent a lot of time on set laughing our way through the day, and that all aggregated to it just feeling like a good place to be. So there's a memory for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Misha.
Hi.
So my friends and I have been doing this survey with the other people at the convention.
Is it about chest hair?
No, actually.
Oh, weird.
So we were been asking what dog breed we believed you, Jensen, and Jared are. Not your character, but you yourself. So I'll tell you the results after your answer, but what dog breed would you consider all three of you?
I guess I'm like a golden doodle. Jared is a, I was gonna say Doberman Great Dane mix. And Jensen is kind of the obvious one. He's a Chihuahua. Did we?
Yours is pretty much spot on. We've had a tie between Border Collie and, hold on.
No, I'm not a border collie. I'm not that quick.
A miniature pinscher. But also a golden one.
A miniature what?
Pinscher.
Miniature Doberman.
What's a pinscher? No!
Talk to your fans.
You're wrong. But also golden doodle?
Yes, Golden Doodle was one.
Okay.
Yes.
And then,
Jared was a golden retriever by almost everyone. The search and rescue golden retrievers specifically.
what? Oh my God, that shows that you don't know him at all. Okay, go on. And Jensen is what, a German Shepherd?
A poodle.
What? You're out of your mind. It does not make sense. Who said that? You're part of this? And do you how, this must have been a rigged survey. I don't buy it at all. What's your logic? Did you present the question like, would you say that Jared is a golden retriever? Or
We just asked what dog breed would you give each person? Would you associate them with?
and that how big is your sampling? Just like the three of you? 15 to 20. I think you need to broaden I think come back when you've asked every single person here.
Sorry, your panel was just early, so we were trying to get more numbers.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, I'm not super happy with the methodology here. You know, this is the problem with polling these days. What's happening? Are you beckoning someone?
I am, but it's not important. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Hi, I'm Bree.
Hi, Bree.
I'm from here.
Hi.
I don't have a probing invasive question like the others before me. Those questions were great.
That's an interesting twist. Throw the other ones under the bus. Good.
No hate. I love you guys. We should all be friends. Since I have no idea what I was putting my name into the bag for, it was okay. My question is.
So a bag just showed up and you were like, I guess I'll put my name in this bag?
Yes.
Was it a bag, an actual bag?
There was like a brown plastic bag with like pictures of Jensen and Jared's face, and I'm sure there were words, but I couldn't read it at the time.
Because all you saw was poodle, golden retriever.
It was nuts. I
Okay.
didn't know what to do, but I didn't want to skip it because I skipped it last time.
Okay.
My question is.
Oh, you do have a question. All right.
Spray tan, butt naked on a roof, or tanning bed?
Well, what's that?
Because you're extra pretty.
I actually wrote a poem in my book of poetry about going to a tanning salon, and it's actually it's the title of the book. Some Things I Can't Tell You is the title of Some Things I Still Can't Tell You is the title of that poem. And then I discovered, this is like a fast track to death by cancer. So now I'm just naked on the roof. I've never spray tanned before. That sounds so weird to me, but I think that it's probably the best option available in terms of, long-term outcomes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But you're welcome. Why did you ask me that question? It's really like dovetails nicely with the chest hair business.
Yes.
I like it.
Okay, the only reason I asked is because you look sun-kissed and awesome.
Whoa. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That also works, folks. You can do a compliment at the end of the question, and it's very successful. Hi.
Hi, Misha. My name's Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
So my question is, what have been your favorite moments in your acting career? This could be like a fan interaction or on set and stuff. So.
I don't know an answer to that question. I think that it's been really cool to be able to. There are a lot of aspects of becoming a celebrity that are kind of annoying, and don't stroke my ego in the way that would be gratifying for me. But there have been aspects of getting a big platform that have been really unbelievably cool. I took my best friend from junior high school to meet with President Zelensky this past year, and we were like on a train from Poland into Kyiv, and looking at each other like, how the hell did we wind up here? Isn't this amazing? And that's an incredible offshoot of having been on like a deer in the headlights in an audition when I was asked to be an angel. You know, it's like this incredible outpicturing of that. So there are things like that that have been real, actual pinch me moments. Like, I can't believe that this is actually happening. And then there are moments that hello. There have been moments where it's just been like really creatively fulfilling. I did this show more recently, Gotham Knights, and I got to play Harvey Dent and his alter ego in this like long scene where I was playing both characters in the scene, and it was so hard. It fried my brain, but it was really gratifying to do as well. Like, it was just like, I'm just having so much fun doing this. I had the same experience. I just went in last week to record another few scenes in the Bridgewater universe, which is the podcast that I did a couple years ago. And I left thinking, like, they didn't pay me. They asked me to come in and do it as a favor, and I was like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll do that. But I was like, why did I agree to do this thing? I got so much shit going on. I don't have time for this. And then I got in the booth, and I was like, that's so fun. Can we do more? And they're like, no, man, that's all we have. And I was like, oh. But there are times when it just feels fun and gratifying, and I could probably go on. There also have been a lot of moments when it's felt like, oh, I'm here. You know, Jared and Jensen and I really got to know each other well, and we had a lot of fun on set for many years, and it was nice to be at work with a couple of guys who felt like real friends, and we went through a lot of things together over the span of those years, and it was nice to really know people that you're working with and feel like, you know, you hear this expression, SBM family, all the time, but it really did and does feel like a family, and this whole thing feels like an extended, highly dysfunctional family. So, thanks. Hello. Are you covering your son's ears? So if you have to cover your son's ears, maybe that's a sign that what you're asking is not appropriate.
I was just curious. My name's Nicole.
Hi.
I was curious if there's anything new you learned from the pizza man recently.
Could you, for the love of Pete, would you cover your son's ears?
From the Pizza Man. So there's this, you don't know what that's referencing.
No,
yeah,
I think we do.
Yes, we do. We watch it.
We actually
watched it. We watched it.
Rob and I host a podcast called Supernatural Then and Now, where we rewatch every episode, and we've gotten to that episode.
Yeah, we watched that episode. It's very funny.
So when was that? Was that recently that you watched that? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was towards the beginning of season 6, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe season 5.
Is it like torture for you when you have to sit down and watch an episode of Supernatural now?
Yes.
No.
No,
it's fun.
Sorry, no.
No, it's fun. It's fun.
The bummer is watching our friends act.
Yeah, I bet.
That's what's kind of weird. It's like we're watching our friends. You know what I mean? Like, it was like Jensen came over the other night, and like I just finished watching an episode. That was kind of weird. You know what I mean?
That is weird. Like, get out of my house, Sam.
Yeah, except he was teen. But you were only on the show for like, what, 14?
Wait, which one is Jensen? Is he the tall one or the...
Well, he's tall, but he's not as tall as Jared, who was Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah, that guy, yeah. So
marbles in his mouth, bad hairpiece.
Right. So the pizza man, you sit down, you're watching a porno, and you're trying to figure it out. You're like, what's up with the pizza man?
Can you please cover your son's ears? Thank you.
And so she wanted to, basically she's asking...
If the pizza... What is it? What's the line?
Yeah.
If a man truly loves a babysitter, what?
If the pizza man truly loves the babysitter, then why does he keep slapping her rear?
Fair question.
It's funny stuff.
What's amazing is that she knew it verbatim.
Verbatim.
And read it off her own arm. It's tattooed. Well, I guess the question still stands. Have you, even though theoretically this question makes no sense,
No
because
sense.
you haven't revisited the Pizza Man, but the question is, have you learned anything else new from the Pizza Man?
I think she's asking, what porn am I watching?
Right.
And what am I gleaning from it?
Or she's asking, from where do you order your pizza? and what kind of delivery service do they offer?
Or if I may,
Yeah.
is your pizza man, maybe his pizza man is like well-read,
right?
And he teaches him things every day. She doesn't.
The wise old pizza man at the door.
That's right. Yeah. What other little nuggets do you have for me today?
He's just heading over a piece of wisdom. A piece of wisdom.
Ron.
Yeah.
My pizza man's name is Ron.
Is Ron?
Ron Jeremy.
Why it's all
Ron
Ron.
Jeremy. Ron Jeremy. Right.
Mr. Jeremy. Professor Jeremy.
Right.
I'll let you field this one.
I think she's gotten her answer. We've certainly milked it.
All we've done is create 3 more questions. Although true philosophers do answer questions with questions.
That's right. We're basically using the Socratic method here.
Yeah, we've made you think, and I
actually
think
not
we've
the
all
Socratic
learned a little
method.
bit today.
Say, hey, uncover the kids' ears, I say.
I think if let the kid be all of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Learning.
All of our souls and our minds, and let's uncover all of our ears.
What is your son's name?
Lucas.
Lucas. What do you like to order on your pizza?
A meat lover.
Oh, very good. Everybody